Greeley and Bonnie King Lockwood, volunteers at the South Buffalo Community Table. Welcome, guys.
Well, thank you, Jordan.
You're so welcome. So, Kathy, what is the South Buffalo Community Table?
The South Buffalo Community Table is a soup kitchen. It's located in South Buffalo on Southside Parkway, right across South Park High School.
Okay.
And it serves hot, fabulous meals from 4 to 5, Monday through Thursday. No questions asked was always Sister Celeste's philosophy. You come and you eat and socialize. So it's been running since for over 40 years. And thankfully, the crew of volunteers are so dedicated that even through COVID, they were disappointed we closed for a short time, but they pushed us to open again. So it feeds the community fabulous meals.
Yeah, and there's no questions asked.
Nothing.
So you don't have to feel judged, and just come and we'll take care of them. You'll help them. You'll help nourish them.
Exactly.
And that was the mission. Talk about the mission that Sister Mary Celeste started, Bonnie.
Right, and in the early 1980s, a group came together, the South Buffalo Ecumenical Association, to identify the needs in the area. And from that sprang the idea that people needed to be fed, needed to find a place to go for a hot meal, and even more importantly, as Sister would say, a place where people could come and be heard, somebody to listen, somebody to care. So the mission was very, very simple. I don't think when Sister got started that she thought she would be doing it for so many years, but there she was.
We did everything here. We did carpentry, we did painting, we did plastering, we put in floors. I put in that kitchen floor with the help of another person, and I'm always proud of it. I always say, I did that floor and the tiles are still down.
At her funeral recently, the priest, his name was Father Peter Drilling, he was part of that ecumenical group in the early 80s. And he said what Sister Celeste brought to it was a sense of practicality. People were hungry, let's feed them. And when they came, because as Kathleen said, no questions asked, people found a place where they were welcome, where they could gather and really find somebody who cared for them, both physically, mentally, spiritually.
Yeah, and as we talk, I'm getting emotional. You know, she's somebody, like you said, I've done my research. She's somebody that said when she's seen something, no matter what the issue was, she figured out a way to help, right?
Yes.
And you guys are carrying on that mission, you know. So what is your favorite part of what you do now with the South Buffalo Community Table, carrying on her legacy?
Well, for me, I'm on the committee for the annual get-together. This year will be the 30th annual one. And it came together because a couple of leaders in South Buffalo heard Sister Celeste speak about her efforts when the table first started. And they asked, do you have any fundraising efforts? And she had nothing. She just opened up a kitchen back then on Seneca Street, had some volunteers. She said she would pray sometimes we need a refrigerator. Somehow a refrigerator would land on the porch the next.
Look at that.
And these men, there was Neil Farrell, there was the beautiful Loomis family, came together and started fundraising, turned into the get-together. Urban legend has it that the first one at the South Buffalo Irish Center actually featured the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sticking with that story. And as it expanded every year, we eventually moved to the Ironworkers Hall, and the Ironworkers have been so generous in donating the facility to us for that once-a-year event. The musicians donate their time, people donate baskets. It's the traditional fundraiser. But what made it so special in the days when Sister Celeste would come, those musicians, rock and roll legends in the area, they would wait to pose for a picture with Sister.
Wow.
So it'd be Sister and the Rockers. And she would outlast them. Everybody else would be going home and she would still be there. And for me, it was always, she would say, I came here tonight with nothing. Whatever is raised is a blessing and a gift. Wow. So our expectations were, you know, we had some idea in mind. But for her, I came with nothing. I'm leaving with something thanks to all of you. And that always is something that propels us beyond her being with us physically, but still with us in our hearts and minds.
Yeah, I think it takes, you know, everything any change that happens in this world, it takes someone dedicated to do it. And she was dedicated to just helping the community when needed. And so this will be the 30th anniversary, the annual get together, and it's going to be the last. Because you guys are going to try to change how you fundraise and maybe work out some things, but you guys are going to be around still serving the community. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We have no intention of closing. The volunteers are so committed to this mission. It's really mind-boggling that they're upset if we close during for a snow day. And it's, what are they going to eat? If we're anticipating, I'm sure tonight the guests are probably going to get something extra to take home in case we're closed tomorrow for the storm.
Yeah.
They're always thinking, and it's always about the guest. They socialize with them. They ask, did you like this? What do you like better? What was your favorite meal? They're very engaged. So the volunteers are really the driving train. Our board is strong. Our community is so generous. The benefit committee really knocks it right out of the park. But it all comes down to Mary Beth Wiles and the volunteers.
Yeah, so Mary Beth Wiles is the manager of the kitchen.
She's the manager
now, and she couldn't be with us here today, but you guys are in her place. And so you guys work as a team. Do what you need to get things done, right?
Completely.
Yeah, it's interesting because, you've been around organizations and nonprofits long enough, you know that there's, committees that work effectively and committees that maybe are in name only, and just a few people do the work. But in the Get Together Committee and on behalf of the Community Association, people really bring their strengths to it. And over the years, we used to meet and have minutes. Now somebody sends a text message, somebody does an email, somebody does a Facebook blast or something, and people show up and they donate, and you just trust people that are going to come and be generous and give, and they respond accordingly because they know where their efforts are going. They can go to the table, they can see the folks there, they can see that there is a good meal, that there is a good hospitality and respect for all of those that are involved.
Absolutely. And those watching today, in this studio, we have some work being done on this studio to fix the roof. So you may hear some noises, and I apologize if that interrupted you.
Well, it's not my stomach growling.
Just wanted to let everyone know. And before we go today, how can people help? Follow you on social media. How can they help?
To follow on social media, but I want to emphasize we are sustained totally by private donations. The elected officials in our community, different organizations are wonderful bringing things together. If it's monetary or if they reach out and say, what do you need? They post on Facebook what Mary Beth would like to keep the place running. I mean, right down to they have to do laundry. So it's laundry soap. And it's things that you don't think of. But it's really private donations. And people just give what they can because they know it's staying right there. Buffalo's we have the working poor.
Yeah.
And we've had many guests come in and say, I work, but I'm trying to pay rent and car insurance and everything else. Is it okay if I'm here? They don't even have to explain to us. If you're there for a reason, and we're going to take care of you. But we do need the community support, and it's very much appreciated.
Wonderful.
Right.
And I think you hit it right on the head there. Buffalo is a community of working poor, and that's the reality. A lot of us are working and working and working, and just a little bit of help goes a long way.
Definitely.
Thank you guys again for your time today on the show. Was there anything else you want to add?
Yes, the benefit is Sunday, April 2nd, from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock at the Ironworkers Hall in West Seneca. And everybody's welcome. It's reasonable, and you get more than you bargained for when you come. And one of them is, it's going for a wonderful cause.
Yeah.
Now, as a small token of our appreciation, our friends over at Double Eagle Embroidery wanted to give you this Bill's Mafia fleece. As a small token of our appreciation, I have one for both of you. I know there's just one here, but just as a small token of what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
And I'm going to be at your guys' event, so I look forward to joining you guys.
All right, we'll see you on the dance floor.
When we return, it's time for Jordan's Good News. Then we'll meet up with Ronald P., the founder of Niagara Pride. Make sure to follow us on all of the latest social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.